Okay, now we are live on YouTube. Say hello from YouTube, from the persons on YouTube. We are watching us. And guys, now I open the rooms, okay? I don't say about the rooms. The rooms, Reinaldo and Leo works like that. I divide you in small groups to talk and the conversation flow better. And you need to choose someone to be the host in your class, in your room, like someone to read the questions, to ask the other person to answer, and yeah, that's it. So everyone has the questions. Yeah, the questions. I don't send really.
Yeah, I have you the question.
We have.
Okay, I send again. So guys, enjoy the conversation. Be respectful. If you have any problem, have the button on my right or left, I don't know. Ask for help and I will come to your room, okay? And if you don't feel comfortable to answer any question, please skip. It's not obligated to answer any kind of question, and that's it. So I see you in 45 minutes. Bye. Okay. If you don't receive an invitation, you stay with me in the main room. Bruna, Katiana, and Leo.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi. So, Reinaldo, if you accept the invitation, you go to the other room, okay? Okay, so great. I already presented, Leo already presented, but I want to know about you, Katiana. Long time I don't see you.
I don't stay here a long time. It's because I'm busy days. Hi guys, my name is Katiana. I live in Vitória, Espírito Santo. I am an engineer. I work with new projects at Petrobras and the oil and gas company. I work with engineer, I think it's 15 years, almost 16 years. And I'm married. I have a little daughter. My daughter have 5 years. And I love in my free time. I love I ride a bike, running because I love running, and I love stay in the beach because Vitória it's a sea city. I think this word is correct, and I think it's little things about me.
Great, Katiana. I don't know if I said you this, but a half of my family is from Espírito Santo. And maybe this year I will come to Espírito Santo. Maybe. I don't know. And yeah,
the mineiros love the beaches in Espírito Santo. In the summer, you have more mineiros than capixabas in Espírito Santo.
It's like in Rio, Cabo Frio. Leo is from Rio, so Cabo Frio in the beginning of the year always have a lot of mineiros, and it's so good.
Yeah, a lot of other people outside Rio and outside Brazil.
Yeah, I agree with that. So thank you, Katiana. And Bruna, please introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Bruna. I live in Brasilia. You don't have a beach. It's bad, so bad, but it's okay. Now it's very dry. And I think since 2 months, don't run here. I'm married. I work with public service. I have 2 sons. I'm 39 years old. I think that's it.
Oh, great. And I know your frustration, Bruna, because here you don't have me too.
It's terrible, but sometimes it's so good because you need to travel for the other state to know and enjoy the beach.
Yeah, but in the other hand, Brasilia, you can go by car to Chapada dos Veadeiros. Is my dream to know this place.
Yes, but you know that I don't know Chapada dos Veadeiros. Do you believe?
Yeah. Oh,
Yes,
My
it's
God,
it's
near.
very close. It's very close
that close.
near, but I don't know if my husband don't like campo country. It's buggy, a lot of buggy
Oh,
bichinhos, so it's terrible.
oh,
So he doesn't like this, and eu acompanho ele. So that's it.
yeah.
I follow him.
I'm following. Thank you, Leonardo.
So good, guys, thank you for this presentation. And now about the questions. What do you know about STD, sexually transmitted disease? Tatiana, what do you know about it?
It's a difficult topic, Gabi, because I think it's the first time I speak about this in English. I think it's the STD. Now you have different kinds of STD, but I think the people, the young people don't have don't have a preoccupation. I don't think it's preoccupation, but lost the cares about this, because many different kinds of STD return recently, like AIDS and other kinds of diseases about it, because people don't use condoms, or don't have precaution. Is precaution? No, don't you worry about this. Sorry, because it's a difficult time for me. It's the first time I speak about this in English.
Yeah, I bring this topic because I work with that, I study that. So I think it's good to talk about this topic in Portuguese. Then in English is necessary too. So yeah, and Katiana, I'm with you. You know, some sexual disease like AIDS, some HPVs, like started again in your society because the person don't do the prevention, don't want to do the exams, the medical exams. So it's really hard what is happening here in Brazil in these times. The person don't take like hepatitis B. I don't know if you know that. The persons don't take that vaccination about hepatitis B. I don't know why. And hepatitis B transmitted as sexual, is a sexual transmitted too. So it's hard to talk about this topic, but it's necessary. I hope you guys understand that. And Leo, and about you, what do you know about STD?
Yeah, I have no contact with, for example, people who have some kind of STD disease, or but I know that is a very complicated issue. We have, for example, AIDS and other disease that people can get from a lack of care. Yeah. Then I believe the best way to prevent this disease is use condom and other preventions preventions to not get some kind of STD disease. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's hard because everyone remember AIDS at STD. I guess it's the most impact on STD in the world, not only in Brazil. Yeah, and you, Bruno?
Well, like Katiana said, is a topic very difficult to speak in Portuguese and in English. I think so because it's a taboo in your society. Because it's difficult to say I have I have ISTD. I think so. It's very complicated, you know. Like Leonardo said that he don't know he doesn't know about no one anybody, no one to have a STD, but nobody say go to say I have syphilis, herpes. I think so. It's difficult to know one people said that have this STD. So I think it's disease is sexual sexual courses, intercourses, sexual intercourses. So that's it. I think so. And
Yes.
like you said, Gabi, it's very common. It's the moment everybody told about the STD, but it's necessary to know that they have many others disease STD, I think.
Yeah, have other aspects, as you said about herpes, Bruna. And it's a taboo, like 40% of the population in Brazil has the herpes. So it's almost 100% of population in Brazil has the STD. You can imagine 40%
Lot of.
is like a lot of person, and some kind of this person has the virus but never appear like in the mouth or in genital ways too, like I had when I was a child. So it's a sexual transmitted herpes, but you come to your mother kiss you, or you the mother I take to my mother that in my born. So, and it's common, like almost everyone has the herpes, and maybe you don't know anyone who has STD, but everyone has one because it's a virus. It's like have some barriers, of course, condom. Some virus has the vaccination as HPV with a woman has the vaccination. I took the vaccination when I was teenager. I don't know, Bruna and Katiana has the vaccination.
No, I think it's the most teenager.
Yeah, teenager. Yeah, you don't
Yes,
get
but
it.
no, I'm a 39.
No, because I remember. No, because I remember who has a programmer for adulthood too. Woman's adulthood. I don't remember if you take this part is the woman who has 26 years take the vaccination too.
Now
So,
it's the vaccinated HPV. It's common to men too. My little son, it's necessary to vaccinate about this.
really? Oh
Yes.
my gosh, it's really good to know. I can imagine who has the kids too. It's a good one. But like you said about taboos, and Bruna, and I have this question. The second question is about it. Have some kind of taboo about STD in your country? Well, why kind? Katiana. what kind of taboo do you think has in Brazil?
I think it's old thoughts about this kind of disease. It's around between the LGBT community. I think in Brazil it's very common. The older people, when the old people talking about this kind of disease, my mother or my grandmother, for example, mentioned the LGBT community, and it's a very, I think it's a very big mistake, because this kind of disease, it's everyone can be this kind of disease. It's no a relation with this community LGBT. And I think in Brazil, it's the big mistake. And it's in the past, it's very common. The old people think and say this kind of things.
Yeah, I'm with you. And now, because I don't know if you know about it, Catiana, Bruno, or Leo, about the monkey variola. I don't remember how to say variola. And some kind of the persons, it's a wrong information, by the way, is a fake news about the sexual intercourse with men and men have the monkey variola. I don't remember. It's a fake news. Like the history repeat. Katiana said about LGBT. In the past, the persons only think HIV is come to homosexuals persons. So the history is start again and again. The fake news is come more and more. So it's important to know these taboos and know it's a fake news. So everyone has the possibility to take the monkey variola too. So it's hard to talk with that, but it's necessary. And you, Leo, what kind of taboo do you think exists?
Yeah, I believe this still is a kind of taboo, because our society, people don't like to talk so much about difficult issues, for example, SDG, and about abortions, drugs, and other difficult issues that need to be talked. Then ever issue like that, people don't like to talk, and this I believe this provokes some kind of misinformation or fake news, because with misinformation, people can believe in fake news easily. Yeah, then I believe this is very, very complicated.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, I don't know if you has this complication when you're talking about a person who don't want to listen you, and a person like only want to say, oh, in my time doesn't exist STD. So yeah.
Yeah, for example, my generation was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the topic, the generation gap, because of that. Have a lot of persons who believe the perfect life was in your generation, but it's not like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just would say that this SCG could be a subject in the scholar to be talked with teenagers, especially, is very important to be talked in, for example, a science class, to the teenager, for example, from the 15 or 14 years old, to talk more about this is important.
It's really important. I'm totally with you, Leo. I guess it's important to talk about it in a school and in home. Like, because sometimes you are, for example, I'm a mother of a girl, and I don't know if you guys has the science in the school about the sexuality and things like that. It's not so good. The classes, it's not so like good. And when you are children, maybe you feel like have some jokes in the class and you don't pay attention enough. So yeah, it's complicated, but it's really necessary. I guess every year has these classes, like every week have a thematic class about something related with disease or sexuality, LGBT. It's really necessary to have this thematic month, maybe every month, who learn as a specialist, talk with the children, not like a professional, but a person who wants to help. And yeah, I guess like Leo said, it's really necessary, because when you are a teenager, maybe have some things happens, you discover your body, you want to do sexual intercourses, but you don't know how to use a condom, because anyone learn you, your mother, your father, anyone, don't say that is a taboo in your home. So it's really good to talk about it. I'm with you, Leo, 100%. And you, Bruna?
So like you said, I think the taboo, it's not STD, it's about the sex all the time. The people don't like to talk about this. It's very important, in special with the teenager, because the moment they discover the body, the sentiment about the other person, I think it's very important to talk about this. I think that it's, and like Katiana said about the LGBT, I think so. When I was teenager, all the time I said, my father and my mother said that it's very common in homosexual, the STD. I think so. It's the associated about this. The STD. It's only to take on the homosexual person. I think so about this. But now, I think it's very important to be clear, and that the STD. It's everybody. It's took this, and it's necessary to take care and they prevent about this. That's it.
Yeah.
And about the Leonardo, sorry, about
No,
Leonardo said, it's very important to introduce it in the school. But like you said, it's sometimes it's very jokey. Teenagers don't have the maturity to talk about it, but it's necessary, and especially in the house. Every time I learning about my this in my house with my son. I have two sons. One, the older is 17, and the other 11. It's very important. All the time I said about this, the problem about the sexual intercourse, it's not the pregnancy, because every time the teenager think the problem is the pregnancy, but the problem is the STD, because it's sometimes it's, if AIDS, for example, AIDS, it's very don't have a medicine. No, it's very cura. So about this
Yeah.
disease, so very sad.
Yeah, unfortunately, nowadays I can see some kind. Katiana said about this in the beginning of the conversation. I always see a teenager who has so many like want to not to be more version and do their thing and doesn't matter. And oh my gosh, you are pregnant, and now no, you don't need to think about the pregnancy, because pregnancy, have some have condom, anticonceptional. So the next pill is it's not use, guys, really. If you watch me on YouTube, please don't use that. Please, it's not good for your body. And like, it's necessary to talk. I remember a conversation I had with my mother when I have the age of your son, Bruna, 17 or 16, I don't remember. And my mother said to me, don't take your time to have sex. And I remember I was the only girl don't have sex yet. So I always in my mind feel like, oh, I have 16, 17, I don't have sex, my life, oh, it's not so good. But it's not that. My mom wants to learn me, you don't have the other person's time. You have your own time to do your things. If you don't have sex with 16, maybe you have with 18. It's normal, but use condoms. If you need pills like anticonceptional, go to a doctor and see that. My mother always said that to me, and it was perfectly, because I remember in the time, a lot of friends of mine be pregnant and others discover who has HIV. So maybe don't have I don't know, the talker, the person who wants to talk with this person about it, or in the school, like Leo said. I remember in my time in school was a freaking, because I have so many jokings. The girls see a penis and feel like, oh, it's a penis, and the little boys, oh, boobs. So it's hard. It's really hard. Because if you don't have a person who is responsible to talk to you, maybe you do something wrong. Because you're a teenager, you can't imagine something was wrong. Everyone here passed the teenager time, and remember, do things is unbelievable nowadays. Yeah, it's normal, I guess. It's a normal intercourse, but if you have the talk, the explanation, maybe will be better for your life, for your healthy. And I say thank you for my mother all the days when I wake up, I feel like, oh, thank you, mother. Because if you don't talk to me.
Yeah, but you said for you all that it's not easy to talk about with your son, your daughter about this. It's difficult, very difficult. It's I know about this. I very friendly with my sons, but it's difficult. The subject is difficult to talk about, but it's necessary. I bought a book for him to read before, and after I explained with him.
Oh my gosh, a book. So creative, Bruna. Really? creativity, a lot of creativity. And Katiana, you want to say something? You open your mic. Go ahead.
Yes, I think it's a very difficult topic for speak with the children or the teenagers, because I think we don't have the education when I was a teenager, and it's a difficult talk. My mother speak with me about this, but no, it's an open words with this. And with my girl have 5 years now, and sometimes my girl says, "Oh, it's a boyfriend," and I ask you, "Who is a boyfriend? What is a boyfriend?" And I shocked with this because she have 5 years and she have a in her mind this my boyfriend, girlfriend. And I think in probably in 2 or 3 or 4 years I need to speak about this with my girl. And I think it's very younger, and I think it's very necessary speak about this, because if you don't speak about this topic in your house, she go in the internet, in the Google, or with the friends in the street and talk about this. I think it's a very difficult for the parents, but I think it's necessary speak about this.
Oh
It's
my
very
gosh.
difficult for me. I need to open my mind and looking for a
Outside.
better form for speak about this.
Yeah, I don't have a son or a daughter, and I don't want to do, because of that, maybe this kind of thing scare me. But maybe I don't have a children in the future, but I have a nephew, and my nephew was growing, like in this year, have 4 years old, and I looked to my nephew like, oh my gosh, why I explain my nephew how to do, like, bloating my mind sometimes, because I'm not a hand mother, but my sister is, and I feel like, oh yeah, maybe it's not so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nowadays, we know that teenagers and children are learning a lot of things by gaming. Then someday, I believe someone will invent a game to teach the children and the teenagers about difficult issues. And then if they play the game, they answer the questionnaires, is easier than a father trying to talk personally.
Gosh, Leo.
Who knows?
Who knows, boy? Yeah. Now, now you are in my mind with this really. I maybe has, but it's adulthood gaming. I was searching about it, but I remember has like 2 years ago in Japan has a problem about it, because the adulthood put dolls like children's and play this game. So yeah, and this game was banned in China, Japan, and Russia, I guess. So I see this news on Twitter, because Twitter nowadays is like a news news thing for me.
No, I remember this because in the graduation, pós-graduação, I forgot how can I say, post-degree, yeah. I participate in the debates talking about gamification in schools, using, for example, Duolingo to study English and other apps to study using games. And then this, who knows, this could be a kind of issue to be talked about with a teenager and children by gaming, but uma maneira mais leve, yeah. I don't know how to say in English, but anyway, it's a very complicated issue to be talked.
Yeah, maybe an easy way. I don't know, an easy way to learn a teenager, a kid. Because yeah, nowadays the kids and teenager pass a lot of time on computer, on cell phone, and it's a good idea. But like if do that, I prefer to be restricted to kids and teenager. Don't put any adulthood in this gaming, because maybe feel like Japan and Russia, so it's complicated to talk with that. But I have another question. Interesting question is the last one. Nowadays, have a lot of medicine to help the person to deal with STD. Some kind of medicine is really expensive, and here in Brazil, SUS can't afford it. What's the importance of STDs person to have access to non-piracy medicines? Katiana. Long question, sorry.
I think the people lost the don't afraid this kind of disease, because now you have different kinds of medicine, and I think people now, it's possible for people now use this medicine and stay a long time with a disease. And in the past, it's no possible, because you don't have medicine for this kind of disease. For example, AIDS. And I think in Brazil you have a good attention in the SUS, because I think the television. I think the Brazil it's the reference in the world about this kind of medicine. I don't.
We are.
Yeah, I think in Brazil, it's the reference in the world about this. Sometimes I listen this kind of information in the newspaper, in the other things. I think in Brazil have a different kinds of medicines, and it's possible for people living a normal life, but a life with this AIDS, for example, or you have a medication for all the kinds of disease, like hepatitis.
Yeah, like here in Brazil, we are like the medicine here in Brazil is really good, but because of the pandemic, like some kind of persons don't want to take vaccination, don't want to take pills correctly. It's a governmental problem, and it's a health problem here. The persons read a newspaper talking about the HCG, it's not good for the baby because of that, and it's a fake news. So if you don't know, guys, BCG is one of the first vaccinations you took when you're born, and a half of persons who be pregnant say don't want to take vaccinations of my children. So it's complicated. Like here in Brazil is a reference for the world, because we are not we are a rich country, but economically we're not. But like here the health works because of the SUS. So it's complicated. A lot of disease we are eradicated in Brazil comes back because of this the mentality of the person who don't want to take vaccinations of the children, don't want to preserve the children, the teenager from the virus. So unfortunately, the fake news is that, yeah. But I have it's a note, see, not so new, but it's good for the person who has AIDS. UFMG is a university here in my city who do a lot of vaccinations, and it's a test, but has a vaccination about HIV in progress here in my city. So it's really helped a lot of persons who suffer this disease. And you, Bruna, what do you think about the quote?
Well, I think it's a good question. I don't know where is the importance for STD person to have access to no privacy medicine, because here in Brazil we have a lot of poor person, so don't have money to pay. And if it's the SUS don't get it, I don't know when they receive the medicine. I think it's very necessary to provide the political government about this, because don't have money to pay for many medicine. A lot of people that with STD persons. I think it's necessary to political government.
Yeah, I'm with you, Bruno. And you, Leo.
Yeah, it's very important to provide information and access to medicines, especially in public service, because a lot of people, and talking about poor people, doesn't have access to these kind of preventions. Then I believe we are talking about a very difficult issue, and this issue can be more complicated when we talk about poor people. Yeah, because it's a difficult issue, and to a difficult, how can I say, a difficult part of our society, because we have lots of poor people in Brazil, more than it's the majority, and this is an issue that can be delivered to this person too, to this kind of people too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you too, Leo. It's hard to talk about disease and not talking about economy. And like the both are interligado, intercursor, maybe, I don't know. Yeah.
Connected, maybe.
Connected. Oh, I forgot. Sorry. Thank you, Leo. And yeah, economy, politic, healthy, everything are connected. You will don't talking about healthy without talking about economy, without talking about technology. It's a complement of others. So it's complicated. Hello guys for the other room. How was the conversation? Hey, Naldo, it's the first time here. Do you like the conversation?
It's a very difficult.
I can imagine. But
very impactful.
Yeah, but you like the conversation? Was useful.
I like it. Yeah, thanks, Heitor, Vinícius.
Okay.
Acho que o outro saiu, a pessoa saiu.
Oi? What? Repeat.
I like Conversation 8, Vinícius Braz. I want people, faltou uma pessoa, eu esqueci o nome.
Charles, I guess,
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
So thank you, Reinaldo. Come often. And Leo, it's your first time do you like the conversation?
Yeah, I enjoyed so much. It's a very difficult issue to talk, but I enjoyed so much the class, the conversation, the ideas that we changed is very, very good. It was very good.
Oh, thank you, Leo. And come often, okay? And guys, the conversation is already in, but I have a survey. I said again, is please, it's a survey, feedback for me. I can't see your name, your age, or anything. It's anonymous, but I want to know, like 0, you hate me, 10, you love me. I always say that on my meetings. And put something you want to talk, like, oh, Gabby, I like the conversation, but I want to talk now about the English studies or the job interview, live abroad, or something like that. I will see. And that's it, guys. Have a lovely day and see you all in the next week.
Right. Bye. Have a nice day.